Hello everybody and welcome. My name is Julia and I'm here today to bring you another pick a card reading. The title of this video today is What Do Your Spirit Guides Want to Tell You? And that's what we're going to be trying to find out here today. So it will be the same format as before. I'm going to pick one of these oracle cards, which I shall place something on for you to choose. Then I'll pause the video, then I'll come back and do some more shuffling and pick out some more cards to lay the piles out. Then I'll pause the video and I'll come back and do pile number 1, 2 and 3. The chapters will be below in the description box. I think if you're watching on your TV and you click upwards, you can find the chapters there. So I'm very excited and very happy to be bringing you this video today. It'd be interesting to see what messages we get for you. So yeah, this is my Goddess Oracle deck, which I've had for a long time. I was drawn to certain decks this morning actually to pick out to bring this reading to you. So we've got Goddess cards, angel cards, animal spirit cards, and we've got a couple of decks of tarot cards as well. So we shall see what we get for you. I hope everybody is well. It's a beautiful day here in the UK. We've actually had about a week of lovely sun and lovely temperatures, and I've been out in the garden quite a lot, so it's been gorgeous. I very much hope it's the same for you wherever you are, because spring has definitely sprung. There's birds and butterflies and bees and all sorts outside. It's lovely. So Spirit, if we could have 3 cards, please. Spirit guides, could we have 3 cards, please? For my lovely viewers to choose from. Thank you. So, we have card number 1. We have Ishtar. Very nice. That's pile number 1. Card number 2, we have Aphrodite. Wow, very nice. And card number 3, we have Hathor. So this is another Egyptian card, isn't it? So yeah, Hathor. Hathor. So that's card number 3 of the Goddess cards for you to choose from. So I am going to place a fairy on Ishtar. We are going to have the flower of life, which is a pendant of mine. It's a necklace of mine, so this is a bit of sacred geometry. And I'm going to place that on Aphrodite there in the middle. And then thirdly, we're going to have a crystal skull, and this is a fluorite crystal skull, and I'm going to place that on Hathor there. So pile number 1 is Ishtar, pile number 2 is Aphrodite, and pile number 3 is Hathor. So if you'd like to make your choice, it might be nice for you to just take a deep breath and see what you're drawn to, really, whether it's one of these, the fairy, the flower of life, or the skull, or one of the cards. But certainly don't overthink it, just go with your gut, go with your intuition. Okay, so I'll see you back in a mo. Thank you. Hello everybody again. So you've picked your main card for this reading, either Ishtar, Aphrodite or Hathor, with the fairy, the flower of life, or the crystal skull. And I'm now going to shuffle the other decks that I've got and pick out the rest of our piles. So this deck here is called the Angels Among Us deck, and I've not had this deck long. I've only used it once, I think, in a reading recently. I did do a sort of first impressions of this deck, which you can see if you have a look in my playlists. Ooh. I'm not going to take those because I hadn't formulated any kind of question just yet. I'm just shuffling and moving the energy around. So please do check out my other playlists, because I've got lots and lots of videos these days. Lots of pick a card, lots of astrology readings, lots of tarot and oracle deck reviews and first impressions, comparisons, all sorts of things really. It'd be wonderful if you'd have a look round my channel. Please do remember to subscribe and give me a thumbs up if you enjoy this video. It's actually really quite important to my channel, to help my channel to grow, and also helps me to grow really. Sitting here doing this is just like talking to myself a lot of the time, so if I don't get any feedback, it can be difficult to know whether I'm on the right track or not, or whether my videos are well received or how people feel about them. So all my videos are free. I would never ask anybody for any money. In fact, as I haven't reached 1,000 subscribers yet, I'm not monetized for the ads on my channel. Even though I know YouTube puts them on some of my videos, I don't get any money from those, and that's absolutely fine. That's not what I'm doing this for at the moment. I just would like my channel to grow really. I would like some feedback, so please do give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and if you're able to leave me a comment and tell me which pile you picked and whether it resonated or not, that would be fantastic. So anyway, without further ado, Spirit, please, Spirit guides, please. Who wants to show themselves today? Who has some advice for my viewers? Who would like to join Ishtar, Aphrodite and Hathor here on the table? Thank you. So, we have got pile number 1, pile number 2 and pile number 3. We're also going to have a power animal card, as I do very much believe that animals can be our spirit guides. I think cats and horses resonate very strongly for me, and they always have done. So, again, spirit guides, who would like to show themselves, please, for this reading? Who has some advice for my viewers? Thank you. Okay. Pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. And I'm going to have 3 tarot cards, and these are my Radiant Rider-Waite-Smith, Radiant Wise Rider-Waite-Smith deck, I think they are called. So we shall have 3 of these cards. Please, spirit guides, to bring clarity and further messages to this video for my viewers. Spirit guides, what do my viewers need to hear? What do they need to know? What messages do you have for my viewers at this time? Thank you. don't know whether you can hear that noise in the background, but there's lots of people out cutting their grass and strimming and doing all sorts of things today, so I do apologise if you can hear that in the background. And dogs barking, actually. Right, so there's 3 cards there. And then we're going to have the pagan cats for the last 3 cards. If I need to clarify, I will most definitely clarify these videos, this reading for you. But we shall see how well it flows and what kind of story the cards tell us today, what messages we get from the cards today. So spirit guides, please. What do my viewers need to hear at this time? What messages do you have at this time? Thank you. So, 1, 2, and 3. So, there we go. Pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3 there. So, I shall pause the video again and I'll be back shortly to see all of you lovely pile number 1 people with my first reading for today. So thank you. Hello pile number 1. Here we are with your cards. So you chose Ishtar and you chose the fairy. So you chose an elemental spirit guide here. My lovely little fairy. So you chose Ishtar, who at first glance I thought perhaps was an Egyptian goddess, but I've remembered this is a Babylonian goddess. So yeah, boundaries. Love yourself enough to say no to others' demands on your time and your energy. So boundaries, love yourself enough to say no to others' demands on your time and energy. So let's just have a little think about this card. So I suppose some questions that we might ask with this card are you giving too much? You know, this reading is messages from your spirit guide. What would your spirit guide like to tell you? Or perhaps your inner goddess would like to say that you've been giving too much recently, perhaps. Do you need to be more assertive? Have you been people-pleasing? Have you been saying yes to doing things out of some kind of guilt or obligation? This is a card about loving yourself enough to say no, isn't it? About being assertive, being firm, about recognising your own limitations and your own needs and what you need yourself. So yeah, that's a very, very powerful card, that, isn't it? And we have, with your angels among us, we have Mother Mary. I love these cards because they just really do bring a fresh, sort of quite contemporary feel to some of the gods and goddesses and angels and ascended masters and various other deities that we're all quite familiar with, but not always being shown like this. And I think this is just much more real, because I think it does encourage us to look around at people in our life and see how they might embody this energy. So this is Mother Mary. She's a mother goddess, isn't she? She's the mother of Jesus. She is a mother goddess. So she's very much concerned with purity of heart, with conception, with faith, with healing, particularly healing of relationships, I would say. And perhaps this card might bring a message of healing, might bring about a message of healing a relationship with your mother. This might be a card that's something to do with your work, where you may have to be taking a maternal view of things at work. You may have a maternal role. This could also actually represent inner child work, couldn't it? So but this is a very pure of heart message here to you, I would say, from Mother Mary. And we have that alongside Ishtar, who's a very, very different character here, isn't she? She's quite fierce. She looks quite almost like warlike in her costume there, doesn't she? Like she'd take no prisoners, really. Very, very different from Mother Mary here. But this really, so far, we very strongly have the message here of self-love, don't we? Of actually putting yourself first, of using some of that gorgeous nurturing energy that comes about with goddess energy to put back into yourself. We have, with your animal spirit here, we have the snake. The snake often represents transformation of all kinds as snakes shed their skin. But there's many, many different associations with snakes, aren't there? Sometimes they're represented as something evil, but not always. In this card here, we can see the snake is representative of a healer. It says you are a healer. So that would very much go with Mother Mary, wouldn't it? Who I would imagine would be a wonderful healer, with her faith and her purity of heart and her ability to connect with the divine. Just her very purity of heart and her faith in the goodness of life, I would imagine, is extremely healing. So in your tarot cards, we've got Judgment. So this is fire energy. This is kind of Pluto energy. It's very nice. I'm just going to show them to you and get them on the table, and then I will have a go at kind of interpreting this reading for you. We've got another big card here. We've got Temperance. Beautiful angel here. Got a lot of very feminine energy going on here in your reading, pile number 1. So Temperance, this is Sagittarius, this is fire energy again. We've got the 7 of Cups, which is, this is Venus in Scorpio energy. We've got the 2 of Cups here, which is lovely. This is Cancer energy. This is Venus again. Venus in Cancer. Oh, we've got the 5 of Pentacles. Oh, I don't know. As you know, some of these cards make me feel quite emotional. I'm very, very mere-hearted about animals, particularly, especially cats, and in some of my cat decks there are images of cats in pain and suffering, and you know, I can't bear it. This card reminds me a little bit of sort of Christmas Carol, doesn't it, of the little disabled boy who was struggling, and this poor little cat here is limping and struggling, isn't it? It's got a very sore paw. So this is the 5 of Pentacles, and this is Taurus energy. We've got, I don't know which way up that card is. So This is, just trying to see what this card is. This is the Hanged Man. Sorry, I haven't had this deck out for a while. I was just looking at that, just thinking, what on earth is that? But that is the Hanged Man, obviously, isn't it? It's just something quite different. It's a cat hanging upside down on the curtains, as they do. And the Hanged Man is water energy. This is kind of Neptune energy. So we've got quite a mixed bag of energies going on here, but I would say that there has been some recent change in you, pile number one. Something has happened. I think recently that has helped you to see what you need and who you are. It's almost been like a rebirth of some kind in your life, almost like you've risen again as this new person, somebody more receptive, somebody more in tune with their own spirituality, with their own energy. Whether you realise it or not, we have a lot of healing energy here. Judgment is very much a card of healing. We've got the healer here with the snake. Temperance, I think, is a very healing card. This kind of blending of different energies. It's a very healing energy there. The angel here has one foot in the water. The sun is coming up behind her. It's a beautiful energy, actually, Temperance. It's like there's been... Well, there is some very conflicting energy here, and we have a potential for a new relationship here with the Two of Cups. This sort of tentative new start of some kind of a potential new relationship. We have some kind of hardship going on here, perhaps physical illness within your life, something that's caused you to have to stop and re-examine your life in some way, something that may have brought about quite profound changes for you actually within your life. Perhaps you've been having to do a lot of inner work. Yes. You've had some choices about something, about, I think, what direction to take yourself in. I think you may have had some demands on your time and attention, and I think it's perhaps left you feeling quite drained and quite tired. Perhaps this healing energy here of you are a healer is that you could be doing a job, which means that you're actually on a day-to-day basis giving out of yourself, giving out of your energy, whether that be as a nurse, a doctor, a support worker, a therapist, an actual hands-on healer like a Reiki practitioner, whether you're a counsellor, whether you practice spirit energy, shamanic practices, whether you're a dietitian, a physiotherapist. There are all kinds of professions, aren't there, that have healing at the heart of them. Perhaps you've just been giving out of yourself an awful lot. And I think there's been a recognition recently that life needs to feel a little bit more balanced for you. I feel from these cards here that you're tired. I think you may have even suffered some ill health recently that has made you realise actually just how important it is to receive for yourself, to give back to yourself, to really prioritise how you are spending your time and who you are giving your energy to. As I said, there could be a new relationship here for you, which again, while this is something that's often very exciting, a new relationship can be very exciting, it can also additionally be a time of stress in your life, can't it? Because you suddenly have this preoccupation with this new person in your life and their needs, and sometimes you can forget about your own needs when you're caught up in sort of the excitement and the drama of a new relationship, and it can lead to even further tiredness and ill health if you don't have some firm boundaries, if you don't have limits within your life about what you can actually cope with and what you can't. So I think really what I'm seeing here, the message of this reading, what your spirit guides, what perhaps all this lovely goddess energy here that we have here today, because we have Ishtar and Temperance and Mother Mary, and we also have a fairy, don't we? So we have some very female energy there also in the elemental. I think what everybody is trying to say to you here is find some inner balance, find some balance within yourself. Don't give too much, don't give to the wrong people. Be discerning about who you give your energy to. Don't allow others to take all of your energy. As I said, there could well be some inner child work going on here. There could be some healing at quite profound levels here. As I said, there could be something here of a mother and child relationship, because we do have in the Five of Pentacles, this is a mother cat and a kitten, I think, here. We could have some healing within your relationship with your mother. But whether you're male or female, there's an awful lot of divine feminine here. There's an awful lot of goddess energy here, more than anything. And you are without doubt being encouraged to invest back in yourself, because I think that from what I'm seeing here, there is a lifelong pattern of giving to others, of giving out of your energy, of trying to be there for everybody else. I'm sure that you're very, very good at what you do, of whatever it is that you do. But you have to allow other people to give back to you, or you have to, by being assertive and by kind of drawing a line in the sand, I think it helps other people to have boundaries as well, and it helps other people to respect your boundaries, to actually get to know you. Because when we people please and we do things out of guilt or obligation, or some other kind of misplaced thought processes, we're often just sort of, it's not real, is it? You know, what we're doing is we're just depleting ourselves even further. And it doesn't actually allow other people to see the real us, or to respect or to care about the real us. And I think that's what you're being called to do here. And I think you've already kind of woken up to that realization yourself, that you need to invest back into yourself. You need to invest perhaps in this new relationship that I see here. You need to invest in your health and your well-being, and have faith. With Mother Mary here, have faith that you're on the right path, that you know what you're doing, and that everything will be well. So there you go, pile number one. I very much hope that that was helpful for you. I'm not going to clarify these cards because, to be honest, they tell a story to me. The picture is clear, and I hope that it resonated for some of you. So thanks very much for being here with me, pile number one. Please do give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you feel able to, please leave me a comment. I would love that. It's fantastic to have some feedback. So thank you, and I will see you again. Hello, pile number two. I'm just clearing the air, and I've just had to eat a little bit of chocolate. Just to keep my energy up. I think I can't survive without dark chocolate, you know. So, pile number two. You chose Aphrodite, and you chose my lovely Flower of Life pendant here, which is sacred geometry and is a very, very powerful symbol, I believe. I've worn this as a necklace on and off over the years. It's a lovely thing. So you chose Aphrodite here, who is the Greek goddess of love. I think, what does she say on the card here? Awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. So I think with this card, you're very much being urged to recognise and celebrate your inner femininity, to celebrate your receptiveness to life, your softer side. I would say this card is about allowing your softer side to come forth, to show people that you care, to show people that you love them, to allow people into your life. This card also, to me, actually very strongly represents the need to be comfortable with and to enjoy your body, because I think that's something we're seeing here quite strongly in this card. I think Aphrodite there is dancing and just celebrating her own beauty and gorgeousness, really. And I think whether you're a man or a woman, I think that we all struggle quite a bit actually with just accepting our body, our appearance, and enjoying and being comfortable within our own skin. I'm 53 now, and I think just in the last couple of years actually I've felt more comfortable in my body, and that's quite a weird thing, isn't it, really? As you think, when I was much younger I had more reason to enjoy my body when the springs hadn't started to go on certain things, when my body was perhaps in a bit better order than it is now. But I think just given time, I've come to appreciate my body and my appearance and how I look, and really not to care too much about what other people think about how I look or how I am. In the last few years I've stopped wearing makeup. I've just cared less and less about these things and just enjoyed more and more being in my body, just enjoying the way that my body can feel sometimes. So yeah, to me that's what Aphrodite represents anyway. So we have Commander Ashtar. He's put in another appearance here. Do you know, before I bought this deck, Angels Among Us, I had never heard of Commander Ashtar, although I'm very aware of kind of Starseed and all of that. I hadn't heard of Commander Ashtar, but he came up yesterday in a reading that I did for Virgo. So yeah, I know a little bit about Commander Ashtar now. On the card here, it talks of starseed, space travel, and galactic guides. So, pile number two, there is a galactic guide here that has advice for you. So I think what this card to me represents really, and this does resonate quite strongly, is this feeling of not being at home in the world, of almost not feeling like you belong in this world, feeling like you came from somewhere else, that you were born somewhere else, that this is not really your home. I resonate quite strongly with that energy and have done since I was a little girl. I've often wondered if really my soul comes from another planet or another dimension or another place. So it's very interesting to see this card come up. So I think the advice with this card would be about actually trying to feel at home in the world and trying to feel at home within your body, within yourself, despite how odd or difficult you might find the world, or how toxic indeed you might find the world at times. Because I think that's where a lot of my feelings have come from over time, is I've never been able to understand how people can be so cruel and indifferent and unkind to each other and the planet, particularly animals. Things like that it's just completely beyond me, and I've often thought I must just come from a place where these things don't happen, you know. So I think that the advice in this card is very much to try and find a way to feel at home in your world and within yourself. I think this is also a card about taking control of your life, not just feeling a victim to circumstance, but actually feeling like you've got purpose and a meaning, and about finding your life's purpose and your life's meaning. And that's interesting, isn't it, as we have Aphrodite here as well, who I think is very much telling us to be at home within our own bodies. So perhaps that's something that might resonate for you, pile number 2, is that perhaps you've not been feeling yourself, you've not been feeling at home within your body, within your world, within your environment. And perhaps your inner goddess, perhaps Commander Ashtar, would like to tell you that it's important that you do. It's important that you find some kind of meaning and purpose for yourself, something to keep you grounded while you are incarnated in this place, in this reality. What a beautiful card to follow it up, actually. We've got the swan here. So this is appreciate the beauty inside and all around you. How lovely is that? And that goes very much with Aphrodite, doesn't it? That goes very much with Commander Ashtar. Appreciating the beauty inside and all around you. And again, this is something I have to remind myself to do sometimes, is that even though I may not feel that perhaps my soul comes from this planet or this dimension, there is much to enjoy and find pleasure in within this dimension, and it's important to remember those things. I think it's also important with this card here, the swan, to think about things like the swan appears to be very graceful on the surface, doesn't it? Very serene and graceful and still. But underneath the water, sometimes the legs can be paddling like mad, can't there? There can be an awful lot of activity. So this might be encouraging you to find some inner serenity, find a way to appear serene within your world, even if underneath all of that you may not be quite feeling that way. These are lovely cards, pile number 2. So on to your tarot cards. Sorry, I'm just watching my cat. I've got a lot of seedlings in pots and things around, and he is quite troublesome at the moment. He seems to want to chew everything. Anyway, your tarot cards. So we're starting your reading with a beautiful Six of Cups. This is lovely energy. This is the Sun in Scorpio. Don't you come up here, my love. No, my darling. Go on. You can't come up on the table because the table is full and we've got a candle going and everything. So you have to stay down there. So, the Six of Cups. This is lovely. This is sentimental energy, isn't it? This is feeling affection for somebody, for something. This is happy memories. This is something that you feel connected to emotionally. Wow. Then we've got the Four of Wands, another gorgeous card. This is Aries energy. This is the building of something real. This often represents a celebration, happiness, good times, celebrations. Very nice. We have the Four of Cups. Not such a happy, positive card there. This is Cancer energy. This is the Moon in Cancer. So this is really deceptive emotions, isn't it? This is not quite feeling that everything is right within your world. Feeling sort of preoccupied, fed up, disillusioned. Not really seeing things around you, the way that things are in reality, I guess, feeling a bit shut off. We've got the King of Pentacles here. How lovely. So this is Earth energy. This is Taurus, Virgo or Capricorn. This is very solid, reliable, trustworthy, hard-working, dependable, traditional King of Pentacles. He's got his paw very firmly on that pentacle there, looking very happy with himself. And we've actually got the Queen of Pentacles next as well. How lovely is that? So that's more Earth energy, isn't it? And then your last card here, we've got the Four of Wands again. Look at that card, look. That really, to me, is the meaning of the Four of Wands. This is getting together with family, friends, loved ones, celebrating, coming together to celebrate something, someone's birthday, a wedding, parties. It's just happy times, good times, enjoying life. And as I said, the Four of Wands is Aries, is Venus in Aries, so it's the love of all of that energy there. These are lovely cards here, pile number 2. So looking at these cards, your message from Spirit Guide here is really, I think, to just enjoy what you have around you, to enjoy all of this material. And when I say material, I don't mean money. I just mean to enjoy the world around you, to enjoy your home, your family, your friends, your children, to take pleasure in things, to take pleasure in nature, to take pleasure in the animals, the plants, the wildlife, all the beauty that is around you, but also, very much so, the beauty that is within you. Aphrodite is giving us that message loud and clear here, isn't she? You could well be in a, as we've got the King and Queen of Pentacles here, you could very well be in a very solid and stable relationship with somebody. You could just be feeling in a very good position materially within your life. You could have enjoyed some measure of success at work and within relationships within your life. We've got the Four of Wands here twice, haven't we? So as I said, this is about happiness and pleasure and enjoying life, celebrating, but this is also about building something solid, about having some stability. It's about building good foundations in life for yourself. And the King and Queen of Pentacles are very capable of doing that here. I'm not quite sure what the Four of Cups is doing here. It's the only card here really that is at all negative. And that really could just speak to us of this perhaps difficulty that you've been having with feeling at home in the world, of feeling happy within yourself, of enjoying your own self, of looking after yourself, not taking care of yourself particularly, not feeling particularly grounded. But it's a very small thing here amongst all of this other energy. There's a big emphasis on family and friends here. A big emphasis on home, family, friends, beauty, happiness, celebration, appreciating all of the beauty around you, appreciating the beauty within you. You know, go for a walk. Go for a walk down any country lane. Look at the countryside around you. Go to a walk to the river, to a lake. Go and have a look at a swan and just see how serene and how beautiful they are. How little effort it seems there is for them. But as we know, it's not quite that. It's not quite like that underneath the water, is it? But that's what they give out. And perhaps that's a lesson for all of us. Because life is not easy. Life is not all beauty and pleasure and celebrations. There's some hardship in life. There's some pain in life. We can't have good times all the time, can we? It's just not possible. So there's an air here of balancing things. But I think really the overall message of this reading, pile number 2, is to enjoy your life. You know, when we look at the King and Queen of Pentacles here, they are enjoying their life. They're in a beautiful garden surrounded by nature and wildlife. And they're quite happy and quite content, aren't they? It doesn't mean to say that you have to be rich in money. But there is certainly a richness about this energy that is to do with the beauty and the meaning of these people's life. And with Commander Ashtar here, as I said, this is very much a card of life purpose, about finding meaning in your life. So there we go, pile number 2. I'm not going to clarify these cards because to me they tell a story. The cards flow, they have meaning. I can see the messages here for you. So I do hope that that resonated for you, pile number 2. It would be lovely to have some feedback. It would be lovely to hear what pile you picked and whether it resonated for you. And as always, please do give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't, because it's really important for my channel to grow, and it helps me to grow also. So thanks very much and good luck with that, and I hope to see you again soon. Hello, pile number 3. So we've just had a couple of lovely sets of cards for piles number 1 and 2. They've all been very, very positive today and very encouraging. So I do hope that's what we've got for you. So you picked Hathor and you picked the fluorite crystal skull here. So let's have a look at Hathor. So this is an Egyptian goddess of receptivity. And on the card, let's just move that, I'm getting smoked out here. So on the card it says, allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition, energy and ability to give to others. So Hathor's an Egyptian goddess, and I think she's something to do with a cow, if I remember rightly. There's something to do with the milk of human kindness with her, this sort of mothering pregnancy type energy around Hathor. I'm pretty sure that that's, yeah, she's a cow, isn't she? It's like the cow's head there. And then this is to do with this sort of nurturing energy of milk. This is about pregnancy and all aspects of children, really, I think. But also, I think this card, the message of this card is very strongly encouraging you to be receptive to life, to be receptive to others, to strive for balance within your life. This can be a card that can often mean that you might be feeling guilty or that you may not enjoy asking for help. Yeah, it's around allowing yourself to receive, being able to ask for help, bringing balance to your life. But as I said, it's also a card of fertility and pregnancy and the milk of human kindness. So that's a nice card to start off with, isn't it? And your angels among us, I've not had this card out yet. This is Baba Yaga. I do hope I've pronounced that correctly. Baba Yaga. The wise and wild woman. She reminds me of somebody. I don't know about you. Maybe someone I've seen on the TV. I'm not sure. But the words on this card are duality and the witch. So, I know a little bit about this lady here, and I know that she is very much associated with the witch. I'm not sure what religion or what country this lady comes from here. I can't even tell from the name, to be honest, or the look of her. But yeah, I know that very much that she's associated with being a witch, and that has quite negative connotations to her. So this card would very much be about getting in touch with your inner witch, with reclaiming your inner witch, and with sort of reframing that word into something much more positive, something intuitive and nurturing. This is also a card about being okay with getting older, being comfortable in your skin. And I think this is also a card, as it says duality there, about learning to find some balance within yourself, learning about the dark and the light attributes within your own psyche, within your own personality. So this might be a card of shadow work, mightn't it, potentially? Lovely. So your animal spirit guide here is the whale. How lovely is that? Soul's path, your soul's journey. Whales can travel so far, can't they? They can dive so deep and swim such long distances. I think that's why they're often associated with soul's journeys, because this is not a short-term thing, is it? they live long lives. We don't understand nearly enough about them or who they are, do we? This is a lovely card. So this is honouring your soul's purpose. So what might be your soul's purpose at the moment? It's interesting, isn't it? Because with Hathor we've got receptivity and, as I said, this kind of cow and milk energy here, which makes you think about pregnancy and conception and childcare, of nurturing infants, bringing up children. And then we have Baba Yaga, who actually is at the other end of the scale, isn't she? Because she's now getting into sort of, I suppose, crone territory. She's coming to the end of her triple goddess existence, isn't she? She's in crone territory, the wise woman. And then we've got the whale here, which is the soul's path, which would obviously encompass both of these things throughout your life. So that's quite interesting energy there, isn't it? We'll have the tarot cards and we'll see what other messages we can get here for you. So we've got the Six of Pentacles. This is Taurus energy. This is kind of a charitable kind of energy, isn't it? This is the giving and receiving of things, sharing, looking out for people that might not be as fortunate as you, kind of balancing the scales of karma, which is very much a soul's path and a soul's journey kind of energy, isn't it? We have the Chariot. Wow, this is Cancer. So this is movement, isn't it? This is stuff going on that is external to you. This is getting out into the world and dealing with the obstacles and the challenges of life. This is about integrating differences. This is about duality. We've got the black and the white creatures there, which I can't remember their name. We've got the sun and the moon there. This is really about integration of different aspects. This can be almost like going to war with the world, of getting out into the world and conquering the world. So that could be a card about finding your life's purpose, couldn't it? About finding your place in the world. We've then got the Eight of Swords, and this is Gemini energy. This is altered, distorted perceptions, isn't it? This is feeling trapped and limited and stuck, but it not being real, you know, being something that is of your mind, limitations placed by your mind. Yeah. Then we've got the Four of Pentacles here. Look at that cat's face. He's like, I've got all of these things here in my box and I'm sat on a lovely cushion and I am not moving. So this is Capricorn energy. This is the sun in Capricorn. So this is feeling quite proud of what you've got, feeling quite protective of what you've got, and not really being prepared to budge. So again, this is another kind of state of mind, isn't it? We've got the Two. I say we've got the Two here. We've got Two here, which is the High Priestess, isn't it? This is yeah, this is the High Priestess. This is moon energy again. This is being sat firmly within your own intuition, within your own sense of knowing. There's a lot of duality in this card here with the black and white also, isn't there? So duality, I think, is a theme in these cards. And then we've got I think this is the King of Wands here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is the King of Wands there. I'm sorry, with some of these cat decks, I get mixed up between all the little symbols at the bottom. The King and Queen and various other things look very similar. But this is definitely a male cat, so this must be the King of Wands, surrounded by sunflowers. Beautiful, fiery energy there. So, let's have a look. And that's a real duality, isn't it, I guess? I guess there's a duality there between the King of Wands and the little black kitten below him. And we've got a duality here between the Black High Priestess and the King of Wands. Yes. So as I said, looking at these cards, finding a message here from you, from your spirit guides. And your spirit guides here are very feminine. Because in the Angels Among Us, I chose the Goddess cards and also the Angels Among Us because there are plenty of very masculine, divine masculine figures within that deck. But I think other than in pile 2, where we had Commander Ashtar, we've had no divine masculine in these readings at all, really. There's been a lot of very feminine energy. We've got Hathor here and Baba Yaga, and like I said, these divine feminine energies are at the very opposite ends of the scale, aren't they? We've got Hathor, who is receptive to others' energy, who is youthful, who might represent pregnancy and nurturing and children. And then we've got Baba Yaga, who is now into her crone years. She's moved well past the child rearing days. She's now something entirely different. She's a healer. She could be somebody that you'd go to see, that she has crystals and she makes you a cup of herbal tea, and she'd sit and read your cards for you. So yeah, the messages within this reading are to be aware of your soul's purpose, to be aware of your path in life and where you are within that path in life. Because we've got the Chariot here, haven't we, which, as I said, is going out into the world. This is about your external struggles with the world, the duality of your own nature, your ability to function in the world, as well as to be happy within yourself. We've got duality here with the High Priestess. I wonder what's going on here with the 8 of Swords and the 4 of Pentacles. Whatever you're feeling limitations over in your life at the moment, whatever you're feeling quite stuck with and not wanting to budge over, I do feel that perhaps these are things out of your own kind of negative thought patterns. They may be patterns of thinking that you have, things that you've carried with you for a long time. Because this allow yourself to receive, there's quite a lot of shadow work wrapped up in that statement, isn't there? Because a lot of us would resonate quite strongly with the kind of wounded healer archetype. We can be people pleasers. Codependency is rife within society and relationships. And within all of those things, people can find it quite difficult to ask for help, to ask for what they need. People just keep giving and giving and giving, feeling that they have to. This came up in the reading before, actually, pile 2, about this kind of feeling guilty or feeling obligated to to put yourself out there for other people all the time. Whereas in fact there needs to be some balance within that, doesn't there? And I think that's what we're seeing here with the Six of Pentacles. This is balancing the scales, isn't it? You can't just keep giving and giving without receiving something back. And it can be very hard as we get older to let other people in sometimes. I would imagine that this lady here may have come across some kind of hostility in her life, as we've got the word the witch here. There's a lot of negative connotations involved with that, and so these things can sometimes make us close our hearts to life and close our hearts to other people, and to become a little bit self-centered, I suppose. Because I think that's what we got here, is this real duality, really, of going from a place of real receptivity to something that may be much less so. I think Baba Yaga in her very light attributes is, I'm sure, a very giving and loving and caring person, but she can also bring about darker things into your life. I know that this energy is sometimes likened a little bit to kind of devil energy. So it's the things that you desire in life that are not good for you, whether that be food or drugs or alcohol or a person, a relationship, anything really in life that you want and you crave but actually is not good for you. And perhaps that's what's going on here with the Four of Pentacles, because this cat is not shifting, is it? This cat is like, I've got all of these things here in my comfy cushion and I'm not moving. And that's not helpful, is it? That kind of energy. So yeah, I think I'm starting to ramble a little bit now. These cards are not quite as clear and don't flow quite as well as my other cards. Let's just clarify a couple of them, because I am struggling, to be honest, with the Eight of Swords here and the Four of Pentacles. As I said, there's certainly loads of duality within these cards. You know, even just looking at the High Priestess and the King of Wands, you couldn't really get two more different people, could you? We've very much got moon energy here and sun energy here. The High Priestess in herself is caught between heaven and earth. She sits very much in a place of duality. The Chariot very much has this place of duality because it's about the person and them getting out into the world, their struggles in the outside world. We have the Six of Pentacles, which is this giving and receiving energy, this back and forth. There is a lot of duality here. There's a lot of energy that is encouraging you to be true to yourself, to honour your life's purpose, to know your life's purpose, to know your soul's purpose, to know what you're here for, and to be comfortable with that, to be happy with that, to strive for balance. I'm not quite sure what might be preventing you from these things at this time. So why is the Eight of Swords here, please? And we've got the Ten of Swords. Wow. haven't ever really thoroughly looked at this card. Blimey. So, there we are, look, the Ten of Swords. So your perception of your reality, your perception of your situation and your circumstances is based on, I think, some hardship. It's based on some crappy things happening to you by difficult times. That's what I said here with Baba Yaga. I think she is a person who will have faced quite a lot of adversity in her life. Her life will not have been easy. She may have found it very difficult to integrate her inner self and her experience of her outer world, her external world. Why is the Four of Pentacles here? Wow, and we've got the World. Look at that, look. So we've got the World. Whatever you're hanging on to, whatever you're feeling stuck about, it means a great deal to you. It means everything to you. It's like the completion of you. What have we got at the bottom? We've got the Four of Cups. It's a very pretty card there, but a kind of meh sort of energy, really. Sort of like I can't be bothered. Meh. It's that sort of energy, isn't it? The Four of Cups, it's the Moon in Cancer. It's again things not quite being how they seem. Things being somewhat distorted. Let me see if I can tie this reading up together for you. As I said, this one hasn't flowed quite as much as pile number 1 and pile number 2. There was a story there, it was very clear. And although it's clear here, it's also conflicted, if you know what I mean. It doesn't flow in quite the same way. And I think the reason for that is this lady here. I think it's her, it's this energy of kind of the wise and wild woman. While she is wise, she's also kind of, she's a little bit untamed, isn't she? She can be badly behaved. She can be overindulgent. She can encourage you to lots of things that may not be that healthy for you. She can keep you stuck, I think, in places that are not that healthy for you. Or keep you preoccupied with energies that are not healthy for you. So, your spirit guides, your very much so divine feminine spirit guides in this reading are urging you to work out what you want, to work out what you need. If you're a young person, you may well resonate with this Hathor energy. If you're an older person, you might well resonate with Baba Yaga. It doesn't matter whether you're male or female. These are two very different energies that represent this duality that I'm seeing in these cards. And it's like Hathor needs to learn some lessons, really. She needs to become a little bit more boundaried, I guess. Although the word on the card is receptivity, that's about being receptive to her own needs. She needs to be able to ask for help. And you can only ask for help if you know what you want or you know what you need. And I think if you're too busy doing for other people and giving out to other people, it's very hard to actually understand or realise what you need. And then at the other end of the scale, we've got Baba Yaga here, who has been through all of that. She's done all of that. She may well have brought up her children, maybe even other people's children. She may have looked after lots of people in her life and given and given and given. And she could carry some darkness or some resentment within herself over these things. She could feel that she suffered, you know, which may make her feel inclined to hang on to things, to prevent further pain, to prevent further distress in her life. But we can't do that, can we? We can't do that, because all we'll do is end up feeling alone and isolated and lonely. We have to continue with some of this Hathor energy. We have to let other people in. We have to continue to give and receive, to balance the scales of our own karma. We need to be able to sit within our own intuition, but we also need to be inspired by some of this King of Wands energy here, of being dynamic and strong and charismatic and putting out there into the world. You know, the High Priestess is receptive, she's inwards, and the King of Wands is very much outwards and external and giving out. So yeah, I think the message, actually the overall message of these cards is shadow work. I think whatever your age, whatever your sex, whatever your gender, your spirituality, whatever any of those things, I think it's time to have a look at the duality within your own nature, about who you are compared to how other people see you, about who you are compared to who you would like to be, about where you are now compared to where you would like to be. What is your soul's purpose? Where are you going? Where are you coming from? What are you holding on to and why? Do you need help from anybody else? And if so, can you ask for it? Yeah. So there we go. I think I've rambled on enough. So I hope that you enjoyed that. I hope there was some messages there within that reading for you somewhere. As I said, it was a little bit more muddy for me than the first two today. But if we were to have a keyword for this reading, it would be shadow work and duality. So there we go. I do hope that helped. As always, please do give me a thumbs up if there was a message here for you, if you enjoyed this video. Please do subscribe, that's really most important to the growth of my channel. And I would love to hear any feedback. Please do leave me a message in the comments section. Tell me which pile you picked and why. I would love that. So good luck, pile number 3, and I will see you again soon. Thank you.